Don't start your car like this. If you've been starting your car the same way since high school, there's a good chance you're slowly killing it without even knowing. In this video, I'll show you the top mistakes people make when starting their engines. And yeah, some of them are shockingly common. Miss this video, and you might keep doing the one thing that shortens your car's life every single day. First up, hammering the gas pedal right after a cold start. I see this all the time, especially in winter months. When your engine's cold, especially below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, that oil is thick like molasses. Modern synthetic oils help, but physics is physics. When you fire up that engine and immediately floor it, you're forcing metal parts to grind against each other before proper lubrication kicks in. The oil hasn't reached critical components yet. Your bearings, cylinder walls, piston rings, they're all making metal-on-metal contact. This isn't theoretical, it's mechanical fact. Look, I'm not saying idle for 10 minutes like your grandpa taught you. Modern fuel injection systems don't need that. But give it 30 to 60 seconds before putting it in gear, then drive easy for the first few miles. Your engine's internal clearances are measured in microns, thinner than a human hair. Respect that, and your engine will thank you with years of trouble-free operation. Next up, ignoring those dashboard warning lights. I call it the Christmas tree effect. "It's probably just a sensor" is the most expensive phrase in automotive history. I had a customer ignore an oil pressure light for 3 days, ended up with a $7,000 engine replacement. That little red light was the engine's dying breath, not an electrical gremlin. Your vehicle has sophisticated onboard diagnostics constantly monitoring dozens of parameters. When that check engine light fires up, your car is literally telling you something's wrong, yet most drivers keep cruising. Here's what the dealerships don't tell you. You don't need their $150 diagnostic. Grab a basic OBD2 scanner for $30. It plugs right into your diagnostic port and translates those codes into English. P0300 random misfire? Probably ignition components. P0171 system 2 lean? Could be a vacuum leak or dirty sensor. Take it from someone who's rebuilt hundreds of engines. Those warning lights are the cheapest insurance policy you'll ever have. Ignore them at your wallet's peril. Let's talk about something nobody looks at until it's too late: battery terminals. Pop your hood right now and look at your battery connections. See any white, blue, or green crusty stuff? That's not just cosmetic, it's literally choking your electrical system to death. That corrosion creates resistance, electrical friction that makes your starter work harder, your alternator strain, and your electronics malfunction. I've seen fully charged batteries that can't deliver enough current through corroded connections to start an engine. The fix is stupidly simple and costs about $1. Mix baking soda with a bit of water into a paste. Disconnect your battery, negative terminal first. Scrub those connections clean. Rinse dry thoroughly and reconnect. Finish with a thin coat of petroleum jelly or battery terminal protectant to prevent future buildup. This 5-minute job prevents the most common no-start condition. Do it twice a year and you'll never be stranded with a car that won't crank. Alright, before we get to the next deadly starting mistake, if you're getting value from these insider tips, do me a quick favor. Smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. You'll catch all of our upcoming deep dives into saving your car and your cash. Now let's talk about the fluid level gamble. Starting your car without checking critical fluids. I see engines destroyed every month because people don't spend 60 seconds checking fluid levels. Your engine oil isn't just lubrication, it's also your cooling system for internal components that coolant can't reach. During startup, oil pressure takes precious seconds to build. If you're already low, that delay causes immediate damage. Modern engines run tighter tolerances than ever before. In some spots, the clearance between moving parts is less than the width of a human hair. Without that oil film, metal kisses metal, and damage starts instantly. Same thing with coolant. Your engine is designed to operate in a specific temperature range. Too cold, fuel doesn't atomize properly. Too hot, and metal starts to warp. Either scenario kills performance and eventually the engine itself. The pre-start check I do on every vehicle: pop the hood, check oil level when cold and on level ground, check coolant in the reservoir, never open a hot radiator, and visually scan for leaks or loose connections. This minute of prevention has saved my customers hundreds of thousands in repairs over the years. Alright, we've all done this one. You turn the key, engine almost catches but doesn't quite start. So you keep cranking and cranking and cranking. Stop it. Seriously, stop it right now. Your starter motor isn't designed for marathon cranking sessions. It's an intermittent duty component with minimal cooling. When you hold that key and force continuous cranking, you're cooking that starter from the inside out. I've literally seen starter motors smoking over overzealous cranking attempts. The windings inside get hot enough to melt insulation in under a minute of continuous operation. The rule I live by? Crank for 10 seconds max, then give it 30 to 45 seconds to cool before trying again. If it doesn't fire up after 3 attempts, stop and diagnose. You've got a fuel, spark, or compression issue that more cranking won't solve. If your car cranks slowly, flip on the headlights before trying again. If they dim heavily during cranking, your battery's weak. If they stay bright while the engine cranks slowly, you've likely got a starter going bad or engine mechanical issues. Let's talk about a feature many new cars have that makes mechanics smile: automatic start-stop technology. The sales pitch sounds great. Save fuel by shutting off the engine at stoplights. What they don't mention is what this does to your starter, battery, and engine components long-term. Every start cycle creates wear, period. A traditional starter might be designed for 50,000 cycles over a vehicle's lifetime. With start-stop tech, that same starter might cycle 500 times. Yes, manufacturers install enhanced starters and more robust batteries, components that cost 2 to 3 times more to replace than standard ones. What a coincidence! Even more concerning is what happens to oil pressure. Each time your engine shuts off, oil drains from critical components. During restart, there's a delay before pressure rebuilds. It's microseconds, but multiply that by thousands of cycles and you're adding significant wear. I'm not saying the technology doesn't work. It does save some fuel. But if you plan to keep your vehicle beyond the warranty period, hit that defeat button during city driving. Your engine components will thank you with thousands of extra miles. This next one might seem obvious, but I've seen it destroy more engines than you'd think: putting the wrong fuel in your tank. Most people know not to mix up gasoline and diesel, but it happens constantly. When you put gasoline in a diesel engine and start it, you're essentially running sandpaper through a precision machine. Diesel fuel isn't just energy, it's a lubricant for the fuel pump and injectors. Gasoline strips that lubrication away instantly. What fewer people know is that using the wrong octane rating matters too. Modern engines with NOx sensors will pull timing to prevent damage when lower than required octane is used. This reduces performance, fuel economy, and over time leads to carbon buildup. Always check what your specific engine needs. It's literally printed right on your fuel door or in your owner's manual. It's the cheapest insurance policy you'll ever buy. Here's something I see every spring with seasonal vehicles: the storage startup disaster. If your car sits more than 30 days, things start happening. Fuel begins to break down, forming gummy deposits. Oil drains from critical components. Batteries self-discharge, and sometimes critters decide your wiring looks delicious. Before starting a car that's been sitting for months, do this: check all fluid levels, scan for obvious leaks or chewed wires, and verify tire pressure. For vehicles stored over 3 months, consider changing the oil before starting. Accumulated moisture creates acids that attack bearing surfaces. When you do fire it up, expect some smoke and rough running initially as stale fuel works through. Let it reach full operating temperature before driving. Then take a good 20-minute drive to fully recharge the battery and cycle fresh fluids throughout. This next one makes me cringe every time I hear it: that horrible grinding sound when someone re-cranks an already running engine. You turn the key, the engine catches, but either you don't realize it's running, common with quiet modern engines, or you have a moment of distraction and turn the key again. That horrific noise? Your starter gear trying to mesh with a flywheel that's already spinning at hundreds of RPMs. I've replaced dozens of flywheels and starters from this single mistake. It instantly strips teeth from the starter drive, the flywheel, or both. In many vehicles, this repair requires dropping the transmission, easily an $800 to $1,500 job. If you're ever unsure if your engine is running, don't touch the key. Check your tachometer or listen carefully. Modern push-button starters have safeguards against this, but keyed ignitions typically don't. Last major mistake: overloading your electrical system with aftermarket gadgets that mess with your startup. The automotive aftermarket is a goldmine of products promising better performance or features. Many plug into your OBD2 port or electrical system. What those slick marketing materials don't tell you is how they affect your starting system. Performance tuners often increase fuel pressure and advance timing for more power. Great when the engine's warm, potentially damaging during cold starts when you need a richer mixture and conservative timing. Those OBD2 port gadgets are constantly drawing power, even with the vehicle off. If you're using these add-ons, make sure you have proper power management and sleep modes. Better yet, consult with someone who actually understands vehicle electrical systems before installation. I've made a good living fixing problems these devices cause. And that's a wrap. What's the one habit you're guilty of when starting your car? Or did I miss one you think should have made the list? Share them in the comments below. Before you go, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want more, click on our other videos. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching.